Hello, this is Mrs. Ross, and this is Lesson 70, Starred Problems. If you're looking for the practice set video, oops, there's another video for that. So let's go ahead and skip to our starred problems because we've done these already. Here we go. Using a tape measure, Gretchen found the circumference of a great oak was 600 centimeters. So let's see. So this is circumference equal to 600 centimeters. Rounding pi to 3, she estimated the diameter was, and I'm making it kind of squiggly because it's an estimation, 200 centimeters. Was her estimate for the diameter a little too large or a little too small? So our formula for circumference is pi times diameter. We're going to plug this in because she measured that. So 600, and then she used 3 for pi. So we're going to divide that, and that's how she got her diameter. Now, if I use 3.14 for pi, then I get closer to the actual diameter, which is, let's see, 600 divided by 3.14 is equal to, I get 191 and change. So this is my actual diameter, and this was kind of what she estimated. And it says, was her estimate a little too large or too small? It was a little too large because here we're dividing by 3, and here we're dividing by more than 3. Okay, let me know if you have questions on that one. Okay, number 8 says, find the number of 1 centimeter cube boxes that can be placed in the box at the right. They're asking for volume in a very strange way. So the formula for volume is V is equal to length times width times height. So we have length, width, height. So that gives us 5 times 5 times 3, which is 75 centimeters cubed for volume. Okay. Here we have circumference on number 9. Find the circumference of each circle. There's a couple of formulas for circumference. Both of these have radius. So we'll use the radius one. So a formula for circumference is 2 pi r. Here, so C is equal to 2 pi r. Let's plug in what we have, and we're supposed to leave pi as pi. So we have 2 times pi times 1. 2 times 1 is 2 pi. That's your answer to A. And then for B, we're supposed to use 3.14. C is equal to 2 pi r. So I have 2 times 3.14, and I'm going to write this as a decimal, 0.5. So I can easily put it into my calculator, 2 times 3.14 times 0.5, and I get 3.14 inches. All right, let's change colors here. Write each number in scientific notation because these are not in correct scientific notation. Remember, if we move the decimal, so it needs to be 1.2 times, and if we move it to the left, it's 10 to the 1. If we move it to the right, it's 10 to the negative 1. So this is 1.2 times 10 to the negative 5. So this one we're moving to the right, 1.2 times 10 to the negative 1 times 10 to the negative 6. So I should have 1.2 times 10 to the negative 7 because you're adding these numbers, right? All right, let's keep going. Let's see if I can go to the next slide. There we go. Did I skip one? Nope. Okay. So 13 says, find the missing exponent. And down here are the rules. So the rules for multiplying terms with the same base, meaning they have the same number at the base. What do I do with the exponent? So if I'm multiplying numbers with the same base, then I add the exponents. And if I'm dividing terms with the same base, I subtract. So here I have 2 to the 6th times 2 to the 3rd. We have the same base. So I'm going to do 6 plus 3, which is 9, and that's my answer. Here I have 2 to the 6th divided by 2 to the 3rd. You could also write that like this. So I'm going to do 6 minus 3, which is 3. Okay. Here I have 2 to the 3rd minus 2 to, or over 2 to the 6th. which is going to be 3 minus 6, which is negative 3. And here I have 2 to the 6th over 2 to the 6th. So we have 6 minus 6, which is 0. And we know that this whole thing is equal to 1. Okay? All right, so this is part of our rules. So rules for adding: same sign, add, keep the sign. Different signs, subtract, keep the sign of the larger. Rules for subtracting: you keep, change, change, and then you use the addition rules. All right, let me change colors here. Okay, so here I have a subtraction problem, so I'm going to keep, change, change. So I have negative 6 plus a positive 4. Those are different signs. I'm going to subtract and take the sign of the larger. 6 minus 4 is 2. 6 is larger than 4. So I end up with this. Here, different signs. I subtract and take the sign of the larger. Neither is larger, so A is 0. Okay. Here I have addition, same sign, so I add and keep the sign. Negative 5 plus a negative 2 is a negative 7. And then I have a subtraction problem, so I keep, change, change. This is 0. Negative 7 plus a positive 7 is 0. Minus a positive 9. 0 doesn't really have a sign, so keeping it is fine. Change, change. Gives me the answer of negative 9 for B. Let me change the colors. Oh, I already did that one. Let's do red. Okay, and then lastly, I have a subtraction problem here. Negative 1/2 minus negative 1/4. I'm going to keep, change, change. So I have negative 1/2 plus a positive 1/4. I'm going to have to get common denominators on this since I'm adding and subtracting. I'm going to change this to something with a 4 in the denominator by multiplying by 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 1, so this is negative 2/4 plus a positive 1/4. Since they're opposite signs, I'm going to subtract and take the sign of the larger. And that's my answer. What three-dimensional figure can be formed by folding this pattern? So if I fold all of these up, I get a triangular prism. This is from lesson 67. And what is the surface area of a cube with edges 2 feet long? Again, we have 6 faces on a cube. The area of one face is length times width, which is 4. So then I do 6 times 4 to get the total surface area of the cube, and I get 24. That's it. Oh, okay. Let me know if you have any questions.